What's up, guys? Lich here with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about something I've been wanting to do for a little bit, but I just haven't been, I haven't worked up the courage to actually do it. So I just want to have a personal talk or just a one-to-one with whoever I'm listening to, whether you're out just walking around or waiting for the bus and blah, blah, blah. This is not my typical type of content. If you've watched my channel before, I mostly just post like beats that I have created, or I would, post like a tutorial video on something very specific, but I just wanted to give some tips for y'all. And what I'm going to be talking about is what the three things that I have learned while working in a restaurant. So, working in a restaurant has been very interesting for me, mainly because I have always looked down on food service. I've always thought it would be crappy. I would just hate my job, all this type of stuff. And what I've learned is that food service is not that bad. What really makes it bad, I would say, are the long hours and the sort of like high volume of people that you have to like serve. That makes it really crappy sometimes, but it's not that bad of a job. But there are some really important stuff that I have learned while working in food service that I think would be really beneficial, and I'm going to try to live by these three things. So, the first thing that I learned, and the most important thing that I've learned, is to stop being scared. Stop being scared of life. This is something that I've learned a little bit from Stoicism, and it's something that I've learned while working at this job. So I work as a fry cook, right? And my basic duty is I just fry food. So French fries, onions, we have these little like jalapeno bites and things like that. So I make all that stuff. And at first, when I was working the job, I was always scared of getting burned or messing up the food or just having something go wrong. But one thing that I've learned is that you should not be scared of all that stuff. You should just calm down. And the first thing that you should do is to always calm down. You have to breathe in, breathe out, and stop worrying. You're not going to get hurt. And the only way to get hurt is if you hesitate and keep waiting around. So, the best thing to do is to always handle things with a clear mind and to just do it. Stop being scared. The second thing that I've learned is that you need to do a lot of stuff that you don't particularly want to do or like to do. For instance, this type of video. So the thing is, I don't particularly like talking too much. It's something, I don't really take fond of. I also don't like, presenting myself a whole lot on the internet. And a lot of that stuff has been holding me back because I've missed out on a lot of opportunities. I missed out on doing a lot of content, all because I am too scared to do it, which goes back to number one. So, what I've learned is that you need to do things that you don't particularly want to do or like to do. And I mostly got that from having to work a lot of like really long hours at the job. Sometimes when I'm working at the restaurant, I don't leave work until I would say around like 12 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 1 o'clock in the morning, or even 2 o'clock in the morning. And I don't want to do that. I want to be able to go home at a good time, make some music, and then, just play some video games and just relax. But I need to start doing things that is fulfilling and that will benefit me in the long haul. So, doing something like this where I'm talking and getting to know you all and getting to share myself more is something that I don't want to do and I don't like to do it, but I need to do it because it will at least help me further, my career. I really want to get into music. I want to be, I want to be a number one producer one day. I want to have people listen listen a lot to my music. I want a lot of people to listen to my music. I don't particularly care about the money too much. I know I have to if I work with a label, but I want to just do it for the music and for people to listen to my music. The last thing that I've learned, and I would say something that is very important, not just in, personal self-help, but also with just life in general, is that people will not like you if if they don't like you. So I know it's very confusing, but what I mean by this is that if you're somebody who is unlikable, like you're very angry, you have a lot of anger issues, you don't know how to just chill out or just be normal or things like that, people are not going to like you as much as you think they will. Even if, you're like the number one person, you're the MVP, you're the best of the best, nobody will like you, even if all that is true. You can see this a lot in like sports. If somebody has like a really bad attitude, they show very little sportsmanship. They can be the best players, they can be, the most wanted player, but nobody's going to like you. And, people in the past have spoken out and said that before. I learned that the hard way, working this restaurant job. I had a lot of anger issues coming in, and yeah, it's affected me a little bit. It's affected just a little bit with like building relationships and friendships at the job because it always feels kind of weird being the angry person and being called the angry person and then, trying to talk to people normally. So my advice is that you need to learn to just not get angry and not feel insecure because a lot of anger comes out from insecurity. And you need to learn to just kind of just tolerate people. Yeah, I would say really need to learn how to tolerate people. So those are the three things that I wanted to talk about. And, the three things that I've learned while working at a restaurant. I hope it really helped you all. If it did, then, just hit the like button. Let me know down in the comments. If it didn't, I'm sorry. And yeah, that's the end of the video. Bye.